So the Dallas Cowboys are still dealing with the Micah Parsons contract dispute. I am a little surprised they haven't figured it out just yet, but they still have a week to get a deal done. I do think the Cowboys and Jerry Jones will cave in and give in to Micah Parsons' demands just because he is a pillar player for that franchise. So I definitely think they should pay him a good number. Now, I think the biggest question is actually when are they going to get this done? If I really had to make a prediction, I think they're going to get it done a day or two after their loss against the Eagles in their season opener a week from now. I just think Jerry will panic after dropping their season opener, and he'll be like, if we want to have a successful season, we need Micah out here, and I just think he's just going to cave in. But I'm a bit surprised that the Cowboys haven't been fining Micah Parsons. I don't know if they're doing it behind closed doors, but Cowboys fans, you let me know if any reports have leaked out on that. Because most of the time when a player doesn't practice and he sits out in training camp, usually he gets fined pretty well. I know his excuse is he's dealing with a back injury right now, but apparently to their head coach Schottenheimer, the MRI came back and it was quote-unquote pretty clean. So obviously it's just a phantom injury. Now hypothetically, if he does miss a game and decides not to suit up, he will be fined at least $1 million. So we'll see if he actually sits out the opener against Philly. Cowboys fans, you let me know when you think a deal is going to get done. And how do you feel about Micah Parsons? Are you kind of sick of his behavior, or do you just want Jerry Jones to pay him? Now, my whole take on players not fulfilling their original contract, because in this case, Micah still has 1 year left on his rookie deal. I think if you aren't a superstar player and a second contract isn't guaranteed, I think you should absolutely sit out and get a new contract. Just because there's no guarantees that they're ever going to see a heavy bag ever again. But a player like Micah Parsons, bro, even if hypothetically he tore his ACL the very first game or even today, he would still get paid a crazy second contract, whether it was from the Cowboys or from some other team. So I don't know, if you're Cowboys fans and you're pissed at Micah Parsons, I totally get it. So I can't really blame you if you fall in that category. Now, the Cowboys as a whole for this upcoming season, I actually think they might have a pretty decent squad. And the fact that Dak Prescott got hurt a year ago indicates to me that he's probably going to have a clean bill of health for this year, because that's usually how he's been for the majority of his career. Serious injury, next year completely healthy. After that, serious injury, and then now this year, I think he's going to be healthy. And the addition of George Pickens is kind of an amazing move. I know it was kind of talked about when it happened, but George is a dog. I know he definitely has his wide receiver diva traits, but he has spectacular hands. He's extremely physical. He's a great blocker. So him and CD are easily one of the best tandems in the NFL right now. The only issue are their RBs, unfortunately. And as far as their defense, you bring back Micah Parsons, it should be solid. A top 10 unit, probably not, but top 15, you would think. So even though I think the Cowboys are going to have a good team this year, at the same time, I don't think they're going to have a very successful season. And there's really two big reasons why. One being their new head coach, first-time head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. And two, the strength of their schedule. It's pretty ridiculous. I just think there's no way that Brian Schottenheimer is going to be a good head coach. I wasn't the biggest Mike McCarthy guy, but he was a great regular season head coach for the Cowboys, and Schottenheimer has been a coordinator for the longest time, in the NFL. He's been around for like 20 years, and no one has given him a chance. He's barely gotten any interviews. So I just think it's a major red flag that the senile Jerry Jones gives him a chance this late in his career. I'm sure he won't be completely awful, but to think that he's going to be a better head coach or an upgrade over Mike McCarthy is completely delusional and just, I mean, anything is possible, but it's just like an extreme long shot. I just think there's absolutely no chance of that happening. So the Cowboys are definitely taking a regression in the coaching department. And, you know, having a great head coach, having a great owner, having a great quarterback, those are the three most important things for a franchise. And when the Cowboys only have one of those things in Dak Prescott, you know, having a bad owner, having a bad head coach, not a recipe for success. Now I want to quickly go over the Cowboys' schedule. Their schedule in September goes like this. Opener at Philadelphia, at home against the Giants, at Chicago, and then at home versus Green Bay. I could easily see them going 1-3. You could make an argument for 2-2. Maybe they could beat Chicago on the road, but I don't know. I feel like Ben Johnson's going to be good. I feel like the Bears are going to be good. And they were a year ago with Eberflus for the first part of the season. They had a great defense. Their offense was good enough. Now they brought in a great defensive coordinator in Dennis Allen. Same guys on that defensive unit. Obviously, Ben Johnson is a major upgrade over Eberflus. So I think the Bears are going to be pretty legit this year, and it's in Chicago. All you Cowboys fans who think that's going to be a easy game, I don't see it that way. I really don't. If it was in Jerry World, okay, I could kind of see the argument. But playing in Chicago, especially early on in that season, it's going to be quite a home field advantage. And then, sure, you have the Giants there. That could be their only win in September. I'll give you that for sure. But I don't see them beating the Eagles or the Packers. Packers have historically always owned the Cowboys, and I don't see that changing this season. Why would it? So I see the Cowboys going 1-3 in September. In the month of October, they play at the New York Jets, at the Carolina Panthers, home against the Commanders, and at Denver. Definitely a little easier. At New York Jets, must win. They should be favored there for sure. At Carolina, same thing. But Panthers might be a bit rowdy this year. Last year, they almost beat the Eagles and the Chiefs. So that game might not be a layup. And then to end October, Commanders at home at Denver. Denver has always owned the Cowboys, and I think they're going to be a really good team this year. I see that as an L. Home against the Commanders, it's really a coin flip. So I could see the Cowboys maybe going 3-1 or 2-2 in the month of October. But yeah, man, you let me know if you agree with me. Do you think the Cowboys' first 8 games are tough, or do you think it's actually not that bad? Let me know. And when do you think the Cowboys will figure out this Micah Parsons ordeal? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It would help out your boy a ton. And that's all I got for right now. Peace.